Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am still reviewing old Gene Wilder films as a tribute. And this time I have decided to watch The Producers, the original The Producers. This was a 1968 film that was written and directed by Mel Brooks. I believe this was Mel Brooks' first, at least written film. The plot is we meet Max Bialystock, who used to be the successful Broadway guy who just recently has fallen on hard times, and he's kind of desperate for money, desperate to get back in the game. In fact, he's so desperate that he's been sleeping and doing whatever he has to do with these old white rich women to get money from them to hopefully produce a play. He meets Leo Bloom, played by Gene Wilder, who is his accountant, and he just convinces Gene Wilder to become a producer with him on this project because Gene Wilder kind of threw out a theory that if they make a play that absolutely sucks so bad that it's a flop, well, then they can actually stand to make a profit off of that. Don't ask me how. He explains it in the movie, and I'm still scratching my head over it, but it sounds good enough to where they decide to do it. And over the course of the movie, you basically see how they try to get this play going, a play that they know is terrible. But by the end of the film, this play ends up being an actual hit, an actual success. People love it. And oh yeah, the play is about Hitler. Man, this movie... What I thought of this movie, of course it's my very first time watching The Producers, and I enjoyed the movie. I did. Did I love it? I can't say I loved it, but there's a lot more good things in here than not. Let's talk about the main character, played by Zero Mostel, Max Bialystock. I will admit, there is a lot going on with this guy. He's an unlikable character, so I can't say that I liked him as a person. He's an awful person. Really, at the end of the day, what does he want to do? He wants to be rich again. He wants that lifestyle. He just wants to be up there with all the other rich people. But I do appreciate how desperate he was to get there. The scene, like at the beginning, where you're seeing him sleep with several different rich, older women. And then there's a montage somewhere in the middle of the movie where he desperately needs a certain amount of money, and he's just going on various dates and telling all these old women he loves them. Like, I will admit this montage had me laughing. Had me laughing pretty good. The only thing is that I wasn't always laughing throughout this movie. There were some points, more so at the very beginning, where we first see Max and Leo Bloom, played by Gene Wilder. When they first meet each other and they first have their interactions, Gene Wilder, the two of them, really, both of them, are very over the top. They are. There's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of just crazy carrying on between the two of them. And I think once I just got used to it, that became what they were. So yes, by the end of the movie, I got used to it. Especially the end of the movie, though, it made more sense for them to be yelling because by that point they're panicking and going crazy. I just thought them meeting right off the bat and Gene Wilder's freaking out over him taking his blue blanket, or like, and I got some laughs, some chuckles throughout some of that stuff, but also some of it was a little too much, a little too over the top. You could say it was a little maybe annoying at times, but I did find this plot interesting, seeing these two guys. I mean, sure, Gene Wilder was talked into having to do this, but still, the both of them ultimately aren't likable people because they're doing something illegal, criminal, and they very well know the consequences, but it's a surefire plan. There's no way that this could go wrong. And when they finally raise the money, the next plan is to find a script, find a story to put on Broadway that's so terrible that there's no way people would like it. So they go and they find the most offensive, like, bad story that you could think of. It's called Springtime for Hitler. They go and meet Franz, who's a former Nazi. He's played by Kenneth Mars, and this guy is so crazy. He's like, you could tell he's been through some stuff. He's been in the war, and he's angry all the time. And there's some screws loose. He just hangs out on the roof of his building talking to birds all damn day. But again, surefire proof plan. And then you have the auditions looking for a Hitler. You have to find the right Hitler. The moments of them just next, telling guys like they suck and just booting them off of the audition stage. That was funny as well. But who they finally decide to cast as Hitler? Dick Shawn plays Lorenzo St. Dubois, short for LSD. Yes, they call him LSD. And that probably sounds really stupid. Oh, what a dumb joke. But I laughed. Sometimes it's the dumbest, lowest common denominator type joke. Sometimes that can make me laugh. And that was one of them. Speaking of characters that made me laugh, one ongoing joke that consistently made me laugh. And again, it's a dumb joke. Some people might think it's one of the jokes that don't work for them, but for me, I laughed every time. Lee Meredith plays their secretary. Once they raise more money than they need, of course, Max goes off and he buys a bunch of stuff he doesn't really need. And one of the things he buys is a secretary who can't speak English, by the way, but she's hot as hell, and she spends the whole movie really dancing. I can watch this actress dance to whatever music she's playing. Every time they open the door and she's just dancing and grooving, I'm laughing. And she wasn't too bad to look at. So there's also that. Now when it gets down time for the play, the actual play, the first part of it, it's going horrible. It's just people are offended. People have this just shocked look on their faces. And that's the reaction they wanted. That's the reaction that even I wanted, because I wanted to make sure this crowd wasn't racist enough or just wasn't too far gone enough to where they wouldn't have liked something like this. It was offensive, or it should be. In fact, there's even one moment after one of the scenes in the play, one guy in the crowd starts to clap. He's like, yeah! And a bunch of people start like beating him up for it, like telling him to shut up. That was funny. But then there comes a point where LSD, this guy can't help it. He's so theatrical. He's so over the top. He's so goofy as Hitler that he just wins everybody over. He's so funny, and they're just eating him up. And they love it. They start to love the play, and that's where it takes a turn. That's where everything kind of goes downhill. I will admit, there's a lot of good things about this movie. There's a lot of things that I liked about the plot, the story, the actors. I mean, I like the two main actors. I do. A little over the top, especially at the beginning. It took me a while to adjust, to get used to how loud they were and over the top they were. So overall, yes, I did enjoy The Producers. I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of The Producers? I know there's a remake. I don't know if I want to watch the remake because I didn't hear good things about it, or I didn't read good things about it. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the original or the remake, which is better? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!